Hi, I'm Sharon.
I'm Keith.
And welcome to Reels Across the World. So this is our part 2 of the Galapagos, having gone through the logistics of how to get there and how to keep the price down. So this is our Airbnb experience and the trips that we did in 3 nights in San Cristobal and 5 nights in
Santa Cruz.
So we arrived in San Cristobal after the third flight. We could have actually walked because San Cristobal isn't a very big place. We decided that it was hot and it was just, let's just get a taxi. Loads of taxis are dead outside the airport.
Yeah, they have these pickup truck taxis, so you just chuck your bags in the back and jump in.
Yeah, that's after we paid the $200 each to arrive, but we spoke about that in the last video. Yes, we got to the Airbnb. Airbnb host was fine. They had a lot of rain previously, and you could tell there was actually a puddle of water in the Airbnb that we had to mop up before we did anything. And then we just went off and wandered. What we really wanted to do was book our 360 tour because they can get booked up. So that's the 360 round San Cristobal, including Kicker Rock. It's the trip to do if you're going to do San Cristobal. So our Airbnb host helped us with a company she recommended, and we did get a discount.
But there are lots and lots of tour operators. You just walk around the town and find them. There's lots and lots of choice. I think they all use the same boats, and so they're basically just selling places on the same boats, and everyone does pretty much the same trips. But lots of choice. The one thing though is that they do get booked up, so you want to try and make sure you've booked it early to make sure you get the date you want.
Yeah, so we didn't want ours the very next day, but we wanted it the day after, so we were able to get on that. I don't know if that was time of year or we were lucky, but that was fine. So it was great getting that done. We also used the same company to book the transfer to Santa Cruz on the boat as well, which is another thing that can get booked up. We knew we wanted to get the morning one on the day we were leaving, so they were great with that, and that all helped. So having done that, we wandered. You get that real, yes, we're in the Galapagos, these sea lions are just everywhere. You have to remember to keep the 2 meters away from them, although they don't respect that too. There's lots of nice things on that little main road, really, that's by the sea. It wasn't the hugest. We found a nice restaurant that was just off the main road and had some vegan burgers that went down. Got speaking to some nice people and a few beers, and that was fun. And then that was us for that day, really.
Yeah.
We'd done the important thing, which is booking the tours. So we decided we would go for breakfast, even though we were in an Airbnb, we didn't want to be left with things. We met a very nice family who actually came from Santa Cruz, who told us some tips about banking and various things that were really useful.
So 2 things about banking that are worth knowing. One is that there are places that take credit cards. Most of the tour operators charge quite a high percentage if you're wanting to use a credit card, or at least did when we were there. And but actually the supermarket and a few of the restaurants, etc., didn't charge anything for using credit cards or debit cards.
Yeah, we were mainly using the Wise cards, and I don't think we did. So we used it when we could, obviously, trying to keep the dollars that we had.
So actually, that's well worth knowing. Is that the other thing that's worth knowing is that although San Cristobal does not have any cash points that are free, Santa Cruz does. So there was there were banks on Santa Cruz that offered free withdrawals, so you can get dollars.
The green ones.
Yeah, I think it was the green. It was a green logoed bank.
But just put your card in and see what they're going to say, and you'll find out which ones. And also whether they've got money in is another thing that can happen. Anyway, so after breakfast we went to the interpretation centre, which was just informative. It's interesting. Various bits to see in it.
It's like a little place with you walk around and there's displays basically. So it's not a guided tour or anything, but it was interesting. It was good fun.
And the nice thing is it brings you a bit further up, so you can go along the coast back and to do the coastal route, which was quite nice too. We ended up in Playa Man, which is the main beach. We were a bit, I think also because it had the rain, a little bit underwhelmed by it. I think it had some nice snorkeling. We met some nice people, which always helps. We didn't stay there the whole time. We then decided to go into town, had some food, and then walked walked onto another beach, which was quite a long walk past the airport, called Playa La
Loberia, we believe it is. You have to walk around the near the airport and through that way, which is quite
There's
a long walk.
There's a long walk, but nice. It's sort of
yeah.
nice to sort of get a feel for the actual main island, and obviously there's lots of wildlife, lots of those white birds. I can't remember the name of.
Egrets.
Along the way. We spent a little time at the beach.
Lots of sea lions there, and also lots of iguanas on the beach sunning themselves.
Yeah, so that was quite nice. And then we came back, went for dinner in that nice restaurant that looked like it might be very expensive, but it wasn't. So
so in the centre of town, on the overlooking the sea, there's a restaurant that looks very swanky. You think it's going to be incredibly expensive, but actually it was pretty reasonable. And had nice vegan option, that's worth checking out if you're a vegan.
Yeah, it was lively enough. It isn't the most exciting. Santa Cruz was a lot more vibey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, the next day we did the 360 kicker up tour. We enjoyed it very much. They give you a nice lunch. We saw some blue. You get closer to the blue-footed
boobies.
Yep. And the red-footed were sort of slightly further away to see. And there's a nice little cove, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
That you with very nice warm water.
It was good. It was a really good trip. I mean, I really enjoyed it. And you end up at Kicker Rock, and Kicker Rock is a very well-known diving and snorkeling spot. You've got a rock with this sort of canyon through the middle of it, and the canyon is a very well-known spot for hammerhead sharks. We were very unlucky. Visibility wasn't brilliant, and we just didn't see any hammerheads, which I think is actually very unusual. So we were unusually unlucky.
Our guide just kept diving down and kept like, I still can't see them. They're always here. He was very good, and he also, I had said that I'm quite a weak swimmer, and he was very good at that. I obviously had a life jacket, but he also said, like, I'm just going to take this ring for you if you want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
I think he felt better if I was holding on to it, and I definitely felt better that I was holding on to it. Yeah. It meant I kind of realised, I hadn't realised that I was holding on to it and he was attached to it for
ages. He was pulling it along. Sharon thought she was just swimming really well.
Thinking, and then realised just like, oh, I really am being safe here. Yeah. But which is nice. So if you are a weak swimmer, it's actually really, really lovely to know that you can be safe, just to make sure there's no reason not to say, hey, I don't feel confident doing this. He will take you, and I just had nothing to worry about. I think at the end, even a few others were like, oh, I'll hold on to your rubber ring. It was just really nice to know, and I missed
a really great trip. It's a classic thing to do on San Cristobal, and definitely worth doing.
Yeah.
So
next day was the boat to Santa Cruz, which was great. We took the early morning one, so we were in Porto Aurora quite early, which was great. We did walk to our Airbnb because it wasn't too far. Again, it's not a huge place, but definitely busier.
Yeah, and a lot more sort of bars and sort of nightlifey.
Yeah, just had a much
and a lot of there's like a street that's kind of behind the main drag, but a big street with loads and loads of different places to eat. A very nice ice cream place.
Oh yes, ice cream place. Yeah, $1 ice creams, Mr. Whippy. Yeah, I had to have a few of those.
Yeah, so it just felt a lot more. It felt like there was a lot more going on Santa Cruz.
We were trying to book our trip for Isabella because we knew we didn't really want to do another transfer and stay and get accommodation. We were quite happy doing a day trip. Obviously, if you want to go longer, Isabella was definitely beautiful as an island, but we just felt we didn't want to do
very beautiful, but actually even quieter than San Cristobal, I would think, from what we saw.
Yeah, I mean, we can't judge it. We were there for a day, but what we did worked for us. It meant we came back to our accommodation. The actual trip wasn't expensive, but we did find, when we were looking, we met this tour operator. We'll put the picture here, and he said, oh, would you like some snorkels while you're here to borrow? And we were like, oh yeah, that would be great. And I don't think I think he did want maybe a driving license, some sort of something
Yeah.
as a hold. But in the end, we were getting on so well, he just gave them to us, and then we obviously gave them back before we left. But yeah, very very nice of him. So we booked that. I don't think we even booked it at that time. But when we arrived, we did the usual. We went off, explored, went to the Charles Darwin Centre this time, and we ended up they have a lot of the giant tortoises there, and we knew we were going to do those in Isabella, but we got caught in someone else's tour, I think. But it was still very very nice and interesting. And just to the side of it is another beach that we went to called Lataroa, something like that. Also, yeah, perfectly nice. Still not the best beach, and that was it for the day because we were pretty tired. So the following day we had to get the taxi boat from the main drag where all the buses and where you came in at the port. Got a little taxi to Las Gritas, which is a canyon that's now filled with water. I think
the taxi boat takes you to Finch's Bay.
Oh yeah, we had to walk.
So there's a Finch's Bay, and you walk past the Finch's Bay Hotel, which is sort of a posh hotel, past the beach, and then you walk along the beach, and you get to the tour you have to pay an entrance fee and go with a guide to go to Las Gritas.
Yeah, so they show you where you can get changed and go in.
And it's like a big canyon it's sort of a canyon with water in it, and then there's big sort of massive fish swimming around underneath you. So it's quite an experience.
It was quite nice. The water wasn't terribly warm, but warm enough. And also it is really deep. So again, the weak swimmer, you can just hold on to the edges and just swim a bit, holding. There was people that didn't even do that. I think some people are really weak swimmers or barely swimming at all, but they still went, and it was just very beautiful.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, we stopped at that Finch's Bay Hotel beach and just spent the rest of the
and we were doing a lot of snorkeling, and there was a couple of people we were chatting to who were real proper divers. But it was good. It was a nice day. Yeah,
and he told us which beach we needed to go to see hammerhead sharks.
Oh yeah.
But that's another story. So the next day was we did the Isabella tour. It was a full day, included lunch. You see a lot more of those tortoises, the giant tortoises. Our guide was very informative. And then you also go to the main. I don't know what that beach is in Isabella, but it was absolutely stunning. We'll put some pictures.
Oh, Isabella's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful beach, and that's where you had lunch as well. So really, really lovely. And then I think after lunch we did the tunnels and the penguins. You get to snorkel there with lots of other things. The penguins can sometimes swim with you, but obviously you can't make them. But they were very close. There was loads of you get really close up to the blue-footed boobies there as well.
Lots of rays as well. We did snorkeling, and there were loads of rays around. It's a really good experience.
It was really nice and very well organised as well. It's not as deep, so I wasn't feeling that like the sense of, and you were quite close to me, as the weak swimmer. So, but it was just very beautiful, and having the snorkels again just made such a difference.
Yeah.
So that was lovely, and then that was that day. We came back quite late really there. So our next day was to Torca Bay Beach, which is a long walk, but so worth it.
Very hot as well, but again really stunning beach.
Yeah. So we waited. We had a lovely time. We just waited, kept looking and looking for these hammerhead sharks. Some friends of ours had seen them 2 weeks or so before, so we were like, gotta see them. But we had gone on a Sunday, and I think the beach was just too busy, so we never saw them until I think we waited later. Some people did see them much later on in the evening, but we'd already gone by then. But hey, one day we will see the hammerhead sharks.
Basically, it's the baby hammerheads that are there.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Not full on.
But I've got some pictures that our friends gave us, but we actually didn't see them. So we're just trying to cheat and put the pictures in.
Yeah. So our final day, we just hang out more locally. Was organising various things. Our Airbnb host arranged for the taxi to go to Baltra Airport, airport arriving, that would have been much harder to have done it the other way around. You have to remember it's on a little inlet from the main island.
It's on a separate island, and you have to get a ferry across so
it's
to
a
it.
bit of a way. But we did look at going by bus actually to keep the cost down.
Yeah, it doesn't
but
work.
The bus station's miles away.
Yeah, bus station is not worth walking to, and we found that out the hard way, I think.
Yeah, so that all went well, and then we ended up in Quito, which will be our next video. So please like, subscribe, and join us then.